All right, folks. That was a great session. I think we did pretty okay for my first time hosting, but the next person is equally special. Please join me in welcoming Preethi. It's Subramanian. Yes, it's Preethi Balasubramanian. I have to get that right. It would be such a shame if I don't get it right. Preethi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so thrilled to see you. How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you, Anjali, for having me. And yes, you are a great host.
I'm
And
trying.
yeah, so thank you for having me. I my background is I'm Indian too, so but living in Canada now for about the last 8 years now. And in
Mhm.
India, I come from the south, so basically a native of Kerala, but then born and raised in Tamil Nadu.
Love.
And um, I met Dr. Smiley quite recently, and
Mhm.
I think we did immediately connect, and I really appreciate the initiative he's doing about spreading smiles. And so for me, I think like very early on, like I understood or learned the value of smiles or value of sharing joy, because even as a kid when I was back in school, I think it was in a way good for me, but then whenever teachers had to say something or they had to complain or like tell me something, like even when they were scolding me, I would basically look up and smile at them, and then they'll be like they won't scold me as much, or I used to get away with things.
Great
So
trick.
and so I think so that is one thing. And also like growing up, especially my father, like with whether it was like ups and downs in business or health or personal things in life, I've always seen him like face everything with a very positive attitude, with a smile, and he would never really show the outside world if there was difficulties or pains. And I think that's something I learned from. And um and also like I do strongly agree and believe in the quote from Maya Angelou, right? She says, like, people will forget what you said or what you did, but then they'll never forget how you made them feel. So I strongly believe in that. Um,
All
yeah.
right. That's a great start, Preeti. I love your backstory. I love the message. You're from the South. I'm from the North. It's fantastic. But I'm gonna give all the spotlight to you now. The stage is yours. Shine away.
Thank you. So as I said, like smile or spreading joy is something that I think comes naturally to me, or I've always been doing it from being a child. And for me, like joy or smiling is not those big dramatic moments. Like it's like those small everyday things, like you smile at a stranger when you're walking outside, or you smile and help a neighbor when they need something. So I think it's, or actually pausing, listening to somebody when you think they're overwhelmed, or you feel like, okay, they need somebody to listen to. So think those things are all small things that I account for as joy or smiles. And so, what I currently do is in my profession, I am also a consultant. I am a consultant doing operations and client relations support for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, small businesses, but also an author who authors children's books, and most children's books based out of like the Indian Hindu mythology, but also having parallel lessons or values that kids today can use in their lives, like in a playground or in a school or in any situation where they can use values and things that they learn from there. And my intent or the reason I started writing these books were my own children. So um, and being in Canada, like I feel like they don't know so much about their own roots or their heritage. So this was my way of trying to teach them about their roots, where they come from, the values. And I also strongly believe that, being connected to your roots, your own values, knowing where you come from, that's very important. That keeps you very grounded, like whether it comes to facing adversity, the tragedy or anything. It's being grounded, being connected to your values, I feel helps out. And also, like even with kids, I think it's that small joy, right? Like when they read and they're able to connect, and they feel like, oh, this character is like me, or this person is like me. And then when they're able to connect, and that small joy or the happiness that they get when somebody tells them a story or reads them the story. So I think that's kind of my motive behind writing these books. And even on a professional front, I would say, like, with most entrepreneurs or people I talk to, like when they come up, they're like, they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they're burnt out because of the amount of different hats they are wearing or the different things that they are doing. And for me, I feel like if I can help them, like move to a place of from chaos to clarity, give them that happiness, give them that peace of mind. So basically, whether it's authoring books or helping business, I think it's bringing them the joy, bringing them that peace of mind. That's what motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing every day. And like sometimes a smile, like, feels very ordinary, but then it can actually be a bridge, right? It's like saying, oh, I can see you. I see you're not invisible, and I see you, and I can understand you, or I feel you. So I think it helps bring those connections. And even on a personal front, like sometimes I have felt like, stretched thin on some days because I'm a mother of two. I'm managing my business. I also do a lot of volunteering work, and then I'm also writing. And some days I feel overwhelmed or I feel like I'm invisible. I'm doing it all. And like my kids coming back from school, and especially my little one, she would probably just come back and she'll be like, oh, she'll give me a hug, she'll give me a kiss, and she'll be like, oh, I missed you. And that smile, like, I think it elevates, all the tiredness, stress, and I feel more happy and more ready to take on the next thing, kind of thing. So I think that smile, that happiness is very contagious, and we should spread as much as we can in the world. And for me, I think, yeah, that's what keeps me going. Like my family, like I said, right from being a kid, they taught me that like anything you do, anything, it's like servicing others with the act of love. I think that's the most important thing. And like your position, your fame, your money, they will follow, but then that serving with the act of love is what's more important. And I think that's what I do, like try to spread that joy, that happiness, and um yeah, basically like celebrate that light and light within everybody. That's what I mostly do.
Preeti, that was brilliant. I think what you speak of, the childlike joy, it also reflects
Hmm.
in the way you present yourself. And I love that you mentioned your family because I think being surrounded by your loved ones who are positive can make such a difference. And that really, really shows. So we're also thrilled that you do the work that you do. I can also see that behind you there are books. There's one Lord Ganesha. If I'm not wrong, that's Goddess
Yeah,
Durga.
so there, yeah, no, there's one with Krishna. There's one which is more the Rama and Hanuman one. There's one
Mhm.
around Ayyappa, Ganesha,
Okay.
and the one with yeah, Durga on it is basically more the Navaratri related. So the 9 days that you
Mhm.
celebrate different versions of Durga, but basically it's all different strengths. Like one is happiness, and one is love, and one is being courageous. So the different versions of Durga. And yeah, so those are my books so far. And I do have another one, the sixth book in that series. I call it the Mystic India for Kids series, and it's available on Amazon. So now it has a sixth book, which is more related to Diwali, but then more of like identifying that light, that spirit within you.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's based on that.
Yeah, that's incredible. There's so much more culturally relevant children's literature that we need. And it's
Mhm.
amazing that, you're doing such amazing work, just making it happen and making it happen so beautifully with so much joy. And I'm definitely taking away what you said initially about, you were in school and if a teacher was angry, you would just smile at them. I think that is such a great allegory for what life is. When life gets tough, when the universe is beating you up, just smile back at it. And I think things are gonna shift so quickly for you. So thank you for sharing that with us. Where can we find you? Do you have a social media? Do you have a website? Please tell us.
Yeah, so mostly, yes, I am available on LinkedIn. That's where I'm most active. You can just search for my name, consultant and author, and you should be able to find me. I'm wearing a pink top. And
Yeah.
also, if you scan the QR code on the side, it will take you to my website for the books. And the website actually also has a couple of my son's books. My son's 13 now. He's also been authoring books since the age of 10, and you'll find a couple of his books on the website too.
Wonderful. And that's just incredible. So great job. Thank you for being here with us. And we'd love
Thank
to see
you.
you again.